Good morning. On yesterday's video, a woman asked me to make a video about what to do if you have ungodly mothers-in-law, friends, relatives, or whatever, who don't believe in biblical womanhood, modesty, homekeeping, being keepers at home, etc. And what do you do about it when you have such, especially mothers and mother-in-laws who are always continually telling you that what you're doing is wrong, you're wasting your life at home, you should have a career, you need to get out there and do something with your life. Your children need to be socialized, they need to be in daycare, and it's so much better for them to be in public school than being home with you full time. And they'll get, a lot of women get that a lot from even parents or mother-in-laws or mothers who are supposedly Christians. Even them, if you're having your fourth or fifth baby, they'll frown, or even your third, they'll frown upon it and think that it's too much, because feminism and that whole thought, satanic thought, has infiltrated the church deeply. And there's, like today, one woman in the chat room was saying that she went through Lies Women Believe with a group of women. It started off with 35 women, and by the end there's only 3, because most women are deeply, deeply offended by biblical womanhood. You can see, if you follow me on Facebook, and I don't allow those comments on my blog much, but you could see it on my Facebook page how much it offends women today, biblical womanhood. I taught Created to Be's Help Me, which is much more offensive to women than Lies Women Believe. I taught that to women 15 years or so ago, but they were older women. Our children were in high school, and I taught 2 groups. The first one was like 15 women, and the other next one was about 12 or something. But they all loved it. They all stuck the whole way. It was life-changing to them. So those women who have soft, teachable hearts to the ways of the Lord love it. They loved hearing how you can see the women who like what I read. They love biblical womanhood. It's what they've been longing for to hear. It's like a breath of fresh air to them compared to what the lies that they've heard in culture. So how do you handle, I'll just specifically talk about like mothers, ungodly mothers and mother-in-laws who are always giving you a hard time about how you are choosing to live your life as a biblical, godly woman. What you do is you love them. You win people through kindness. You just continue to live out as a godly woman. You continue to have children. You continue to stay home and raise them, teach them the ways of the Lord, love homemaking, and by your example and keeping your joy, be in the Word daily so you continue to have joy, continually remind yourself that the joy of the Lord is your strength. You are being salt and light to your mother, your ungodly mother and mother-in-law. And as they see your children grow up and become, children who walk in truth prayerfully, and Lord willing, they'll see what a difference. But sometimes they're so still blinded because neighbors of mine have seen my children and just love my family and my children and just rave about my kids, but they don't understand that it was Christ. It was Christ in us and doing it His way, that they just kind of think we were kind of lucky, but you just do what God has called you to do. And those ungodly mothers and mother-in-laws, if they're truly living ungodly lives, you protect your children from them. Of course, you cannot keep them away from your children because that's cruel. But if they want to see your children, they need to come to your home. If they say unkind things to you or critical things, just ping those comments off your shield of faith up to the Lord and learn to not be offended by them. Just know that they need Jesus, and as you respond in kindness to their mean comments, it kind of shuts them up, so and that's what will convict them. If you fight back with them, they'll just fight harder. So don't fight back with them. But if they are living ungodly lives and you don't know what's going on in their homes, you set boundaries. You don't let those children go over to their homes and spend time alone with them, or if they're not obeying the rules that you have for your children, like what you want them to watch on TV, or maybe no TV at all, then you have to just put your foot down and say, your children are your priority way more than your mother and your mother-in-law. your responsibility to your mother and mother-in-law is to love them deeply and show Jesus Christ to them. Always be kind to them. Invite them to family dinners. Invite them to the birthday parties. Don't ignore them. Don't exclude them from your lives, because that's cruel. So just, do what you can to protect your children, number one, but then always be kind to them and show them by the way that you live your life that your way, God's way, is good and acceptable and perfect, because it is. And they'll see it eventually. Just pray. Get on your knees with your children every night and pray for your mother and your mother-in-law, that if they don't know the Lord, I'm assuming, if she said ungodly, I'm assuming that means they don't know the Lord. So pray for their salvation, that they'll come to know the Lord, and talk to your children about that. That Mom, our grandmas don't know Jesus. They need to know Jesus. So let's show them Jesus by loving them and living godly lives. So that's how. If you have any more questions or about that, just answer below this video, or if you have any other videos you'd like me to do, please feel free to ask. I'm getting used to doing them. At first I hated doing them, but I'm doing it in this room because it's a really easy setup. It takes me 1 minute. I have the books in the drawer, and my little stand. In the kitchen, I know it's a much prettier background, but my husband will walk through the kitchen, or you can hear him on the phone, or someone will knock on the door, and here I'm kind of hidden. So it's my little YouTube cave. So anyway, talk to you later. Have a good day. Bye-bye.